In this video, we're going to be talking about how to navigate the cops in Tulum. First and foremost, the cops, in my experience, have been great to deal with, but I know not everyone has had that same experience. They don't necessarily have the best reputation, but the point of this video is to make sure you're prepared in case you do encounter the cops. Now, first and foremost, you always want to have a really friendly energy. It's almost like you saw an old college friend. Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. What's going on? Very respectful, very apologetic, very kind. Okay, this goes a long, long way. Some people get weird around cops. Don't get weird, just be friendly. Now, the second thing is that if they pull you over, you're not going to jail. They're not gonna steal you or anything like that. They might try to extort you for a little bit of money. That's like the worst thing that can happen. Now, what can you do in that situation? First and foremost, you're going to show them that paragraph I sent you. You screenshot that, have that in your phone saved as a favorite, and say, hey, I've got this form, and it says, I know it's the law that says you get 2 free infractions as if you're a foreigner. And if they try to say, no, that doesn't work, you get to say, well, actually, confidently, right? I know a friend who had to use it once. Is it okay if you can please just, either reach out to your supervisor, or can you please just let us go? We didn't know, we won't do it again. That's the energy, that's the way you're navigating the situation. Now, if they say no and they're not acknowledging it, just remember that it's always a negotiation. Okay, you can always negotiate. If they say it's 1,000 pesos, what I like to do is I carry 200 pesos or 300 pesos in my wallet. I hide the rest of the money, right? Because I don't want to look like I have a lot of money. So any chunks of money, hide that somewhere. And I say, can I please just give you 200 pesos and call it a day? Please. Be playful and light. You be playful and light, people will end up mirroring it. And so just think about it almost like a game a little bit, right? Now, if that doesn't work and they say, well, listen, you have to give us this amount, just remember it's illegal for them to ask for money from you. So you can say, okay, no worries. Is it okay to speak with the supervisor? Or you can bring us in. And what I do is I test them to see if they'll actually bring me in. Now, if they do, they start heading towards, going to the station. And by the way, the station is just a place where you go and pay. Like, it's not a holding station or anything like that. If they start heading towards there, I say, actually, you know what, let me just pay. And I don't want to deal with having to go in. So I'll test them and see, because sometimes what they'll do is they'll say, especially if you haven't done anything wrong and you haven't done anything wrong, you could basically see if they'll say, okay, just go, because they don't want to deal with the paperwork. Okay, so dummy wallet is very helpful. Another thing you can do with your ID, especially this is for the people who are here a little bit longer, I like to get have a laminated copy of my driver's license. So I take a photo and then I go and I get it laminated. It costs like $3. And ask me, I'll send you the places you can go do it. But what this does is if they ask for your license, you have your real license on you still, but hand this to them, because what they do is they say, we're not giving you your license back until you pay us. So you can say, okay, keep the license. You don't care because it's not your license anyway, right? So these are just a couple helpful hacks. Now, another thing to note that's really important is you want to minimize looking like you have money. Now, what are some things that make you look like you have money? Number one, saying you're staying at a hotel, saying that you're going somewhere expensive. Don't say you're on the way to Azulik. Say you're on the way to the beach. Saying you're renting a scooter. If you're renting a scooter, that's expensive. That costs money. So don't say that. Just say, Allie's my friend, or, we have a couple scooters that aren't in my name, whatever. Just say, we're renting a friend. That's it. Keep it simple. You're allowed to ride my bike. These are just ways to minimize having to spend more. Don't say you're here for a couple of days. That's another way that shows like you have money, because people that travel fast, that go in and out, they have a lot of money, more likely than someone who's doing a slow travel. Now, a couple of things. They won't speak a lot of English, so you might have to use your translator. Always watch them as they're going through your stuff so that they don't put anything in or take anything out. And by no means am I promoting drug usage, but the biggest thing, if you're gonna go out and party and have party favors on you, make sure they are very well hidden, because if they find that, you're in really big trouble. The biggest thing people get pulled over for is not having their helmet on, going down the one ways the wrong way. Again, if Google Maps tells you that, turn around. Don't follow Google Maps, follow the street signs. And the cops, they sit there and they cherry pick. They know that the Google Maps says it's the wrong way, so it's easy prey, easy targets for them to ticket you. Just remember, there's nothing to be scared about. If it happens, it's gonna be okay. Just stay calm, stay cool, stay collected. The last thing I'm going to share with you is there are some checkpoints that go down to the beach where they pull people over and they're asking you where you're going. I just try to not make eye contact when I'm passing these. I'll glide on the scooter till they are maybe with someone else and try to just pass through. At those checkpoints, they're not really tracking people down. Now, I never would run from the cops per se. Like if they catch me and they're like, hey, now, and they're blocking me, like I would stop. But if I can avoid it in a very artful way, I do. Now, I hope this was helpful. Hopefully you got some value out of it to support you in case you have a run-in with the cops here in Tulum.